Next up, at UFC 303, we have the featured prelim of the evening. We have Joe Pyfer taking on Marc-Andre Barriault. Joe Pyfer, 12-3 overall. 4-1 in his last 5, coming off the main event loss to Jack Hermansson, where some people were calling him the fraud from Philly. He's taking on Marc-Andre Barriault, 16-7, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that split decision loss to Christopher Curtis. This can be a fun fight. This can be an interesting fight because now there are a lot of questions about Joe Pyfer. We know he's a powerful striker. We know that he's fast, he's accurate, and he hits like an absolute freight train. He can move forward and he can break people. Not just with the power in his hands, but he has some wrestling as well. He took down Abdul Razak Al Hassan, won that fight with the offensive wrestling. So we had this guy who we knew had power in his hands. We had this guy who was knocking everybody out. His most recent loss before the last one was a freak arm injury. That didn't count. First, Dustin. So we had a guy that was knocking people's heads off where we saw some offensive wrestling. We know he trains at a really good jiu-jitsu gym. And then he went in there and he shit the bed in his first main event. But now he's in a fight against another striker. He's taking on Marc-Andre Barriault. He's a pretty well-rounded guy himself. Mostly a striker. He's got solid kickboxing. He does have some takedowns and some jiu-jitsu. He's typically looking to pressure forward, wear you down on your feet. He has impressive striking volume with landing almost 6 significant strikes per minute. But he also is hit with more than 5. So he's getting hit. And that could be a problem in this fight because Joe Pyfer hits hard. I am going to pick Joe Pyfer here. I'm probably going to avoid this fight, though. Because the reality is he lost to Jack Hermansson, and it's not that he just lost to Jack Hermansson, because Jack Hermansson's a guy that's been around forever, was far more experienced, has fought at a much higher level. That's a fine loss. It's how he lost. He lost a striking. He got the fight that he wanted, and he lost it. He had no head movement whatsoever. There was no striking defense there whatsoever. So all of a sudden, he was a guy who was supposed to come in there and knock out the awkward grappler, and instead his head was just bouncing backwards most of the fight. And yeah, he gassed, but using Joe gassing out as an excuse is a bizarre, that's bizarre to me. He gassed. That's his problem. He controls his cardio, nobody else. I'm picking Joe Pyfer to win. He hits hard enough, he's a good enough striker, and I trust Jacob railroads that gym. And Jacob goes on and on about how that gym, they don't improve their striking. They're overrated. He railroads that gym. But I, on the other hand, I feel like Joe has all the talent, and that angry fucking look on his face is a guy that wants to win. And hopefully he's not so arrogant that he doesn't recognize the mistakes, and he goes back to the gym and he's like, I need to work on my head movement. I need to make these adjustments. I think he will. I'm picking him to win. I got to see this fight before I can bet money on him. What do you think, Jakey boy?
First of all, people, and obviously I've had as Angel mentioned, I've had my differences with that gym with some of these fighters. I don't think Joe Pyfer likes me in particularly, and obviously he was
literally clowned you in his story and then deleted it.
Well, I don't know what he actually said. He put me in a story at some point and then deleted it before I could see
I
it.
doubt
So
it was favorable.
So
yeah.
I'm sure it was like, this guy was right the whole time. Actually, it wasn't even with his fight. I think it was with Sean Brady's fight.
Yes, he was sticking up for his teammate.
Yeah, which I was definitely wrong about that one. But yeah, people want to act like Joe Pyfer came in and laid an egg in that 5-round fight. And he definitely did. But I think there's also there's other things at play, right? Your first main event, it is 5 rounds, and people talk about, oh my God, you lost to Jack Hermansson. Jack Hermansson's a fucking good fighter.
Agreed. It's a quality loss. Yes.
It's a good fighter, and you kind of was like, oh, he lost to a grappler or whatever. Jack Hermansson is a guy that doubled the strikes of Chris Curtis, fought Chris Curtis kind of the exact same way he fought Joe Pyfer, just pumping out the jab, circling around, not letting the big power guy get close, right? And Joe Pyfer really couldn't find that way to cut the angles and get inside to where he really wanted to against Jack Hermansson. Jack Hermansson is also a guy that went tit for tat with the former champion split decision loss against Sean Strickland, who can pretty much outbox anybody. So that guy's a very good boxer and knows how to box and knows how to box people in their own game plans, right? I mean, he's a smart guy. He knows Joe Pyfer's trying to take his head off. So, all right, I'm just going to dance around. I'm going to pump the jab out. And Joe Pyfer, it's a learning experience. 5 rounds. He couldn't figure out how to kind of turn that page. He mentioned, I think in the first or second round, he kind of like couldn't really see, we'll see if that's just kind of an excuse or if that's just he's trying to convince himself, right? Because sometimes fighters do that. I actually thought he handled the loss pretty well. Obviously you're going to be frustrated or whatever, but he's like, I think I remember him putting something on the video of like, I deserve all the hate I'm about to get, because I tried to talk this shit. I was confident in myself and it didn't work out. This is not Jack Hermansson. I mean, Marc-Andre Barriault he's a durable guy. He will lay volume, and if he has you where he thinks you're tired, he's going to keep power. He's going to keep piling it on. Because last time I was at T-Mobile Arena for 285, I had a lock of the week in Julian Marquez, and I said he was going to. It's kind of the same, a little bit of the same situation. I said he's going to take the head off of Marc-Andre Barriault, and he's going to be my lock of the week. He's going to knock this guy out. He tried to take his head off. He didn't take his head off. He gassed, got out volume, and got finished. I think Joe Pyfer's going to come in with a good game plan. I think this is a good bounce-back win for him, and he has all the opportunities in the world to kind of dominate a guy at the talent level, Marc-Andre Barriault. I'm going Joe Pyfer here for a nice bounce-back. I think they kind of know what they're doing, right? That feature prelim, this is kind of their new guy. Dana loves Joe Pyfer. I think they know that this matchup kind of favors Joe Pyfer, and he should dominate. If he doesn't, it's a real bad situation for him. I think this fight was made for him. I like him. I'm taking him.
Yeah, I agree. I think he wins. I agree with you. I think he wins. And the only reason I think he wins, I think he makes adjustments. So I said the loss to Jack Hermansson wasn't a bad loss. Jack Hermansson is a good fighter. How he lost is a bad look, though. Like he got walked down, and he's supposed to be the big, powerful, one punch knock you out guy, and he just got lit up.
And then by the time he tried to go to the wrestling, he couldn't. I mean, it was a little bit too late for that as well.
And he gassed, and it is what it is. But I do think he wins this fight. He should win this fight. I agree with you. I think he's put in a position to win this fight. But I give Mark a lot of credit. The dude is tough. He is durable. He's not going to quit on himself. He's going to continue to move forward, continue to make stuff happen. So this could be a very interesting fight. This could be a very fun fight. If you're on the Joe Pyfer train and you think even if he didn't evolve and he's just going to come in here and knock out Marc-Andre, then spend that $9,000 in DraftKings Fantasy. If you do think he evolved, then definitely spend it, because his striking defense was the issue. It wasn't the offense. He didn't land the big power, but the defense was the issue. So if you think he's got that head movement going and he could weather whatever comes his way, then he should be in your DraftKings Fantasy lineup. And if you want to know what else you should do this weekend, go to WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. It's only $10 a month. You're going to get picks, tools, bets, round line leans, everything you could ever want and need, not only from me, but Jakey boy. We got Artem breaking down UFC, PFL, Bellator. We got the 3 guys at Running Mouth MMA giving you their picks and bets. And we have an artificial intelligence giving you picks based off of historical data. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top.
What does PPTY stand for?
Pity party, baby. That safety parlay is one of the things included in premium, and it dominates pay-per-views. 11-2 in the last 9 pay-per-views. A handful of those pay-per-views, I did more than one safety parlay. And they're doing their damn thing. I've been 4 in a row. Pay-per-views specifically dominate. 70% event win rate overall. A lifetime ROI of 25%. This is one single bet. One single bet on the most volatile sport to bet on. And don't forget, we will be at UFC 303. I look exactly like this. I won't be wearing that. I'll be a little more casual for this event, but I look just like this. Come say hi. Jacob and I will buy you a drink. What'd you say?
You got the outfit picked out?
I actually don't know what I'm going to wear.
You don't have a very. I guarantee it's gonna be salmon shorts and a black T-shirt with that hat. Just fucking no effort made. We're gonna be in fucking VIP. Let's try to make an effort here. Let's put something together.
Good, though. That would look good. No, I got a nice white T-shirt that just makes my arms look fucking huge.
A white T-shirt, like we're going to the club in 2001.
Yeah,
just a big white tee.
Good old days. But if you don't want to say hi in real life, you can send us a letter. We have a whole pile of letters that people have sent us that we have read on the Fight Foods vlog. The vlogs have a mail day. We'll open your packages. We'll read your letters. We'll eat your food. We'll do all the things. Here is the address. We Want Picks, P.O. Box 406 in Prosper, Texas, 750 I saw that comment, and this dude, nope, not that one. Where did it go? This dude, I would delete the comment if I didn't know for a fact Jacob was terrified of my wife.
She's not a fun person to be in the same room with. I'll tell you that. It's spine chilling. There's no doubt about that. I did notice, though, I think, and I was going to kind of wait to see how this entirely played out, but I think that that mushroom guy kind of got to you, because I haven't heard dad jokes. I haven't heard explaining of dad jokes. I think he really, and we appreciate him. I'm on his page. He was exactly right.
If you don't know what Jacob's talking about, and I don't know how to share it here, some absolute weirdo with too much time on his hands. In my breakdown last week, we had Muin Gafarov. And I said he just lost his last fight, more like Mu lose. And it was a stupid joke, just like that.
I didn't even hear it.
The actual funny part of the joke wasn't that part. It was me being like, you get it? You get it? Because he lost. That was the joke. The sarcastic explanation of the dumbest joke that's ever been said was the joke. And this dude, should I read it? We probably don't have time to read it. It was 4 paragraphs of like literally explaining to me how to be cool.
For you.
All right. You read it out loud.
Well,
if you just, first. It's on Twitter. It's in my nightmares.
Well, it's gonna look at it on our like a community post or something.
Yeah, it's a community post. So anyway, this dude took the time to write 3 full paragraphs about that joke. Here, go ahead. Jacob's gonna read it.
My name's Mushroom Guy 88. To be perfectly honest, I'm just trying to help you be cool, even though you're gonna claim you don't care what people think about you. Everyone can tell that you try too hard. Dad jokes are obviously dad jokes, and when you explain to them every time you tell one, you seem to super insecure and like you don't know yourself. Just tell a joke and leave it. That's what makes jokes funny. You like it when people tell an obvious cheesy joke, and then they ask you if you get it over and over and start explaining it like you don't get it. That's what dweebs and dorks do, who married their first woman to give them sex. Hope I helped you be a bit more tolerable. No sub from me. Bye, Felicia.
That was only one. There's a whole nother one.
There you go.
Hey, Angelo.
Dad jokes are funny sometimes.
You read the second one first. But whatever, it doesn't matter.
Well, you have these.
The one you're reading right now.
Yeah, well, you have these in out of order, so that was
whatever.
Bad post for you. Hey, Angelo. This is the first one he wrote. Dad jokes are funny sometimes. You tell a dad joke, and instead of just leaving it and moving on like someone who has a good sense of humor would do, you explain how this obvious dad joke is indeed a dad joke, and then you act like you do it on purpose by over-explaining it again and again. Your wife has to be embarrassed in a bad way by your lack of maturity. Yes, it takes a mature adult to make an obviously cheesy joke without having to explain it that it was a dad joke and you weren't being serious. I'm actually embarrassed for your wife, bro. Just being honest, man.
Isn't that nuts, dude? To take the time to write all that is nuts. And then that's a peek into the internet window. You guys think we just click the button, we come on here, we crack a few jokes. Oh, 25,000 subscribers. Everything must be so easy.
Click a certain button and I'll come.
Which one?
Well, it's called the male G spot, and it's and it's right.
I can't wait to see his letter. His letter about
72
that.
hours. 72 hours. We'll get it. No hands-on demonstration. No problem, Angelo. We'll teach you.
We got
the California King. We'll be far enough away from each other.
Just bent over.
We'll put a divider if you want.
Oh, shit. Well, we're going to move on to the main card, but before we do, let me send you $50. Just go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a... Nope, wrong pitch. Just go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. Use the link. Sign up using the links. Make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you. If you have submitted your form and you haven't been paid yet, resubmit it. We have a wild influx these last couple of weeks for whatever reason. So we're just working our way through it. WeWantPicks.com/bet. Sign up, make a deposit. We'll send you $50. We do have another $20 super chat before we move on. Angelo hitting the gym. Hell yeah. Angelo didn't move at all. Hitting the gym. Excellent breakdown, guys. Keep it up. Best picks and value in this space. This guy gets it, man.
These are people that spend their money to be premium members, and they love it so much they spend more money to tell people they should spend their money.
It is wild.
It's crazy.
I couldn't appreciate it more, man.
And if anything, it just supports the channel, guys. Even if it's not about the bets or whatever, people support streamers for nothing all the time. Thousands and thousands of people just to throw some support. That's just basically like a Twitch Prime. Well, a little bit more than that, but like 4 Twitch Prime subs.